YouTube. So we have an interesting job today. Moving old, I guess tugboat is what you call it. Forgive me. It's this non-profit organization that contacted us about moving this. They refurbish old military equipment, I believe. Don't quote me on that. We'll talk to them when we get there. But they have this old Coast Guard tugboat or some sort of big boat. It's oversized and really heavy, and it needs moved. It's up by the lake, Lake Erie. It needs moved over to Swanton to where they don't know how to refurbish it or work on it. So it's got a pintle hitch attachment on it. So we're gonna put that together on the record. It's been a while since I've had to do that, so I might fumble. Set this up. T-bar out a little bit, put tension on it. So now that locks the T-bar in. Okay. So I might regret taking a rotator to do this. I should take a 25 ton. Move it around with the boom if I need to. So we'll take this. All that's pinned in, so we'll go ahead and fold it up when we get there. Then that saves us from having to put it together when we get there. So we'll get headed up there. We're going up to Corduroy Road in Curtis, Ohio, so up by Lake Erie. About an hour drive. And we'll get some video of this behemoth when we get there. Stay tuned. Alright YouTube, so we arrived at the marina where this boat is. Go back there and see what we can do. We gotta go it's only about 30 miles, but there's not a real direct route to get there. This thing is 12 feet wide, 14 feet tall, weighs with the trailer right at 50,000 pounds or so. It's a big old gal, so I have not met these people, so they seem super nice. It's a, like I said earlier, a non-profit. They refurbish old military equipment. I think this was a Coast Guard tugboat or some boat. I was up here the other day to take a look at it. The guy that works at the marina came up and was telling me all about it, like how it it was designed to roll. If it capsized, it was designed to like right itself, and like the driver would be like strapped in, so he didn't get thrown out or whatever. So, which I thought was kind of crazy. It'd be scary. But so if anybody knows what I'm talking about there, it can explain that further, please do in the comments. It's up here to the left. I was up here on a separate job Tuesday or Wednesday this past week, so I stopped in here just to take a look at it. Oh, there's all sorts of people here. Big deal, I guess. I didn't ask them about filming, but if they're a non-profit, they should, I imagine, be cool with it. Talk to these folks, get this thing all done up.
How's it going?
How you doing?
Chris.
Chris, nice to meet you. How you doing, sir?
Good, I'm John.
Chris, nice to meet you. You guys okay being on camera?
Oh, hell yes.
Okay. We have a pretty
In fact,
big...
I was just about to tell Matt, because the one guy working with us for all the IT and fancy shit, he says, it's time for you guys to start doing YouTube crap and stuff. I said, you better talk to somebody else, because
Yeah.
my happy ass ain't doing that shit. I don't have a clue.
I started doing it about a year ago, and for whatever reason, it got pretty popular. We have...
I've seen you on TikTok.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Have you? Oh, well,
You
good.
can move all this wood if you want to line up straight.
I think we're going to go out that way.
Okay.
So...
However, you're the specialist. I don't know shit.
Well, I stopped up here the other day. I was on a separate job, so I came by just to look at it. And
Just to see what you had to deal with.
yeah, I mean, pictures don't really show you the whole story, so I was like, I'll come by and take a look at it. But it's definitely a big old gal.
Yeah, it is.
So you guys, you're gonna like refurbish it, and then it'll just be on display or be used?
We've got a small museum. We're hoping to build an actual brick and mortar museum. But this one gets fully restored. We've got 2 long blocks waiting for it, and then she goes back in the water as a floating museum, as well as a training tool to take out youth groups and everything else.
That's cool.
Yeah, we got this. We got a 26-foot Coast Guard surf boat. That's at the barn. So when you're done, we show you that. We got a half-scale Abrams tank.
Wow.
And there's a 67 ambulance, Jeep ambulance in there.
Wow.
All sorts of stuff.
That's cool. Well, what's the... You said it was 14 feet high. Is that the cab there, or is there like antennas on there?
Yeah, it's right up to the top of the...
Okay.
Yeah, that board's got to come off.
Okay.
Take the ladder away. No, left it out just in case.
Yeah, 14.1 or 14.2 right at the where we stop now.
Okay. I got a measuring stick. I'll measure it before we take off just to make sure. That's a nice trailer, though. I appreciate you. Usually the problem with boats is the tires are 40 years old, and people drive them until the axles fall apart, and then they call us like, hey, come fix it.
We just picked this one up
2 months ago,
3 months ago.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, it had been sitting here, and a couple of the boat haulers, there's only one with a hydraulic trailer in the area. He kept telling us, I'll get it.
Yeah.
Then he just ghosted us.
Yeah.
So it's like, guys, we got to do something.
Right.
So we raised enough money to get this one built. Okay, now let's get it the house and get it built.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me start to...
What path have they given you?
Well, I don't think... But that's the government, so...
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta get their money.
Yeah. Alright, YouTube, so we're gonna grab a hold of this thing. Yep. You can go ahead and take out all your blocks on the tires too.
Those inside ones gonna be in the way.
I think they'll be okay. So now we're going to chain this end down, and then I'll run it out, and then the T-bar will pivot. Oh, I did that wrong. Did the wrong side. Good job, Kris. Tow trucking. Never know what you're gonna get into. So he's got fancy lights and everything, but I don't have a female cord, so we'll just put the light bar on it. Yeah, I was just gonna check the height just to make sure.
See, that's the one I should have bought, not the rattlesnake.
It's hard to see it, but there's a pipe that sticks up farther than the flat part.
Okay.
Up in the gun.
That's bad. Oh, you're making it look ugly for the ride.
The amount of paint.
She's originally red on the bottom.
Great. I don't know how many layers that is.
Quite a few. If you come back more, there's the pipe. You'll run into the pipe. Keep coming. Now you're too far back. There's the pipe. You got to go up a little bit more.
Great.
Right there. Come down. Yep. You're below it. Right there.
Okay.
You're on top of it.
14.3.
14.3. That's how you throw it out. John.
Well,
Grab that.
pretty level.
You need the power for the brakes.
Nope.
Okay.
We're good.
Oh, I thought these are locked on though.
I don't think so.
They shouldn't be.
okay.
If they're,
They
yeah,
won't work.
it's electronic. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be on.
Okay, Matt was thinking they were.
No.
Well,
I don't think they lock. They have to be powered to
Yeah.
move.
we're gonna see when it starts rolling.
Is there a bathroom over there? Like,
The brick with the white pipe behind the Tammy.
okay. I didn't know we were gonna have. Figured there'd be a few people here. There's a whole crowd. It's all right. Perform under pressure. YouTube, that was as unpleasant as you can imagine. The bathroom, I mean. Well, I'm gonna pull forward and get it straightened out, and then I'll adjust everything.
You need me moved in the other Bronco?
Oh, that should be fine.
Okay.
Definitely a lot of tail swing with that trailer. Gotta be conscious of that.
Driving by for like 5 years or more, and nothing's ever done to it.
We need to go up in the front a little bit. We want that trailer to be level, but I also gotta worry about height. What's my pin for that? I got something I can throw in there. Zip tie or something. Just as a safety. All right. Start the journey.
Okay.
Nothing loose up there it's going to blow off or anything?
Everything's secured down.
Okay.
So, in fact, we just, the roof, we just locked down this morning.
Okay.
So we should be good. There may, anybody that follows us on Facebook and that, you may get honks and thumbs
Okay.
up.
No worries.
We thought we had a magnetic sign to put on it, but either the paint's too thick
Oh,
or the, that's a Portland steel. It's on the verge of a stainless.
oh, okay.
So I don't know if that's why the
Yeah.
magnetic sign won't stick.
How old is this thing?
This one was built in 65.
Wow. Pretty crazy. What's it got in it for, like a couple diesel motors or?
Two 653 Detroit 2-strokes.
Oh, that's noisy.
We got 2 long blocks sitting at W.W. Williams.
Okay.
So as soon as we get, the first thing to do is pull them out.
Yeah.
And send them over to them.
Yeah.
And they'll start the swap.
That's cool.
Yeah, we've been trying to get out here to work and loading up tools, getting out here, then cleaning up and getting loaded back. It's like,
Right.
This is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
So, perfect.
All right. Well, we'll get headed that way. It'll be slow going, but we'll get it.
Did you
get
drive
it there.
by the house?
I didn't. I was actually on my way over there. I looked at it on the map.
Okay.
I was on my way over there the other day, and then I got called to go do another job. So.
Okay. We've got, the driveway is 16 foot, but then where the old driveway was is another 10 or 15 foot next to it.
Okay.
So that's all hard packed too.
Okay.
So
All right.
the grass right there might be a little soft just because of the damn rain, but
All right.
it's nothing that I'm worried about. It goes, I know the concrete probably won't hold up once where she goes.
Yeah.
But the driveway itself is 6 inches thick, got the apron.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that truck's 65,000 by itself. So.
yeah.
Well, I wanted to bring one of them, so if I need to, I can pick up the front of it and swing the boom around and get
Around
it
and move what
jockey.
you want. Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So.
Well, thank you, sir.
All right. Well, I'll get headed that way.
Okay. There'll be an entourage.
Okay. All right, folks. Wish me luck. 12 feet 4 inches wide, 14.3 high. Just gonna turn all my lights on. I'm not gonna put banners on it. So I'm gonna turn the camera off as I start going here because I need to be focused on what I'm doing until I get this thing out of here. Yeah, it is pretty wide looking at it behind me. Alright YouTube, we're on the way. We've gone probably 10 miles or so, 12 miles. Gotta be honest, it's kind of nerve-wracking. I don't know if you can see in the mirror. This thing's quite a bit wider than the wrecker. And it's a super nice trailer and everything, but it is a big awkward thing. And then when you have it behind a wrecker, ideally you would have like a short wheelbase tractor pulling this. But it's alright, we'll get it done. But it's kind of cool, this organization. They must have a pretty big following, or I guess maybe I should have read into it a little more. Like there's been a bunch of people stopped along the side of the road on the way so far, taking pictures and video and stuff. So that's kind of cool to see people excited about it. Makes you feel a little bit of pressure. Obviously, you know, you never want a job to fail or make a mistake or anything, but when you got 20 people standing around watching you doing it, kind of counting on you to get it done safely and get their project over there. So a little bit of pressure, but that's fine. I like that. So we're on State Route 2. We're going to go up here, go on 475. That'll be kind of hairy. And then get around. We need to be on State Route 2 on the other side of Toledo. And then go out that way west a couple more miles around the swamp. So I'll turn this back on when we get it there. And they have a little more. That guy on the Harley, they were stopped taking pictures. I'll like to talk to the main guy a little more about, you know, what it is they do, and I guess they have some other equipment out there. They gotta pull the motors out of it. They got 2 long blocks here at W.W. Williams in Perrysburg, or maybe that's Rossford, Toledo somewhere. Really good truck shop, decent shop. They're gonna take the motors over there. They got 2 brand new long blocks, put all the accessories off the motors in the boat on the long blocks, and be interested to see. I'll follow along on their Facebook and see the progress of it. I'd love to come take a look at this thing when it's done. Maybe take my boys up on it. I'm not sure how long it'll take. It's obviously a huge project to restore something that size, so I'm not sure how long it'll take them, but whenever they're done, I'd like to come see it. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe we can do another video once it's all stripped down and painted up and running, and I imagine they'll probably just still keep it in the water at that point, but that'd be cool to see. So I'm gonna turn this off and focus on what I'm doing, and we'll turn this back on when we get it there. Alright, YouTube, we're almost done with the hard part. This is this curve right here. Semis roll over on this curve all the time here in Toledo, where 475 meets, or 475 west goes on to 475 south. Done a few rollovers here. You can see stuff from the guardrail back at my other job, but we're almost done with the hard part. Once we get off of the interstate, it's kind of a straight shot, so I'll have some relief when we make it to that part. Traffic's been not horrible. That's when they first asked me about doing this. I told them I'd prefer to do it on a weekend, because weekdays up here in Toledo are pretty hectic. So I figured a weekend, like mid-morning, would be best, and that's, knock on wood, worked out okay so far. This poor guy's doing a tire change in the lane. He's got high-vis shorts on. I'm gonna have to look into that. I want some of those. We just got to go up here to Airport Highway, get off, and then we got to go west on Airport Highway, I don't know, 10 miles or so. But when you get off on Airport Highway here, it's kind of busy. There's a bunch of, you know, restaurants and your typical middle America. When you get off of an interstate, right next to the interstate is all your fast food, gas stations, and all that stuff. So once you go west a little bit, it starts to thin out. You get out toward the Toledo airport. So once we get out there, I'll feel a little more relaxed about this. Not that I'm like freaking out about it, but you know, it is, never know, a lot of things can go wrong. So just gotta, my dad told me, started driving, better to get it there late than not get it there at all. So I will take as much time as I need to get this thing there. We got 3 miles to get to Airport Highway. They have some satisfied customers. They can do what they need. It's like a big project, charity type thing. So glad to help out. Super nice people. It's kind of crazy. I've seen the one younger kid there. He introduced himself to me when I got there. I forget his name now, but he's been running all over the place getting videos. A couple overpasses. Like he would just be standing up there taking videos. So he must be flying on these other roads trying to get ahead of me and get videos as I go by. So I didn't get a lot of pictures and stuff, so hopefully they make a decent post out of it or share the videos and stuff so that I can share it. So yeah, the overpass thing, and then I went over, I don't think I had the camera, I went over the 280 bridge, the I-280 bridge. It goes over the Maumee River in Toledo. Really big bridge. It's got like a big pillar in the middle of it, kind of cool looking. And I was like, man, that would have been a cool drone shot to have the drone up there like above that bridge as I went over that bridge, but it didn't even cross my mind until I was almost to the bridge, and I don't have my drone with me. And that's kind of overdone right now. I like the footage, but everybody does that right now. And you guys have heard me say I don't like trendy things, so. But that would have been a cool shot, but unfortunately I did not. It didn't cross my mind until I was almost to the bridge, so I'll have to try to remember that for next time. I usually keep cameras in the truck or in my office. The drone is in my office. I guess I should start leaving it in the truck. That way, I use this truck most often, so I usually leave the stuff in here or the 75 ton. Yeah, I don't know if my little drone, it's just I don't even remember the brand of it. It's kind of cool. I've played around with it a few times. I haven't done too much with it, but it does pretty good in the wind. I'm sure it would have been fine, but then at the same time, you're like, where do you pull over to fly the thing without, you know, jamming up traffic and creating a hazard? You don't want to do that, so. But it would have been cool, so no worries. I'll remember that for next time. I imagine once they get this restored, it'll need moved back to where they can put it in the water. So, I mean, if they want us to do it, I'd be more than happy to do it. If they want to, like I said, ideally like a little single axle day cab with a pintle hitch on it would be perfect for this. It's a little bit of overkill using the wrecker. Well, not weight wise, because it is pretty heavy, but you know, length of the wheelbase. There's not much tongue weight at all. I'm barely registering any weight on my airbags. So that tells you that if you were pulling that with, like, try to pull it with like a dually pickup truck, that thing would be pushing that pickup truck all over the place. You don't have any tongue weight on there at all. And that trailer is so heavy, like you go to make a turn, it would probably just shove the rear end of that dually. That wouldn't be a good time. But this thing weighs enough that it doesn't really matter whether there's tongue weight on there at all. It'll put it where it needs to go. So always better to, my grandpa said it, better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So all right, we made it to Airport Highway. So now we just got to get through some traffic up here, and we will be home free, hopefully. So, send a text message here. Just getting off on Airport Highway. Give me a bit. Still in transit. These people have been following me. I guess the dimensions of this didn't require a escort. I considered using one just because I knew it was going to be big and awkward. But we are charging them. What is this guy doing? What the hell was that? He didn't want to be behind us anymore, I guess. Thought he was going to get out and yell at me for something. Humans. They're probably super important, got places to go, you know. Their Chevy Astro. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the escort. I considered I was gonna have one of the guys bring our dually up. That way they could escort me, and then when we got to the location, because it's gonna be backed into the driveway. It sounds like it's a pretty big driveway, but well, we could escort it with the dually, and then if we needed to back it into the driveway with the dually, like, I would feel comfortable doing that. You know, not going very far with it. But obviously, if we did that, then I got to charge them for that, and it's a non-profit organization. But also, I can't, you know, we can't do the complete job for free. We're definitely doing it for a more than fair rate. But all of this stuff costs money. Fuel is freaking $6 a gallon now, or whatever the heck it is, and insurance and the truck. And I don't get paid any more to do this, which is fine. But we just not in a position to do. We definitely try to help people out when we can, but you know, if you do that too much, you wind up out of business. So If I would have had another truck come up and then one of the drivers, they get paid for the job, so we would have had to charge this customer several $100s more to have another vehicle come up with another driver. So I opted to just turn the lights on and go for it. And they've been following me with their flashers on, so I appreciate that. It's been helpful. So anyways, we'll go this way west a few more miles, and then we go out by the airport. That's gonna be tight through there. Somebody dropped a bag of paper towels. And then we got to turn north on the road that it's going to, so I'll click it back on when we get there.
The 44 hit 55 knots.
Yes, I did. Holy shit. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go back another 15 feet or so, and then I'll have to get the truck angled over there,
Do you need
and
the
then
mailbox moved, or you think you're okay on the far side?
we should be fine.
Okay.
I didn't even see the mailbox. That's probably a problem.
He'll put a new one up. Fuck that.
Yeah. Well, that was nerve-wracking. There was a bunch of traffic, so I didn't have time to oh yeah, mailbox is way over here. I didn't have time to get a camera out. Just kind of having all this back behind the rotator and then backing it off the 2-lane road was not the funnest thing I've ever done. With all this weight, we don't have much of a choice in the matter. That way?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Do you want the political ad? Political ad, I just pulled out a figure.
That's yours, take it home.
I don't want it.
I don't think we're going to need it. You know what you think?
No, this stuff is packed down pretty tight.
This has been here for 20 years.
What, this stone?
Yeah. Why? He's not coming to see you, honest.
What a pain. Well, I went a little better. Honestly, backing into that driveway I thought was going to be more difficult than that. Luckily, we could go through the grass. Otherwise, we never would have got it in here.
What are those? I know that. Yeah, I've seen them advertised. So you might have
Right. That's not probably. I was like, he didn't have all his drops down. He got the nice one. His dropped down real quick.
Yeah. I hate these things. I'm sure they did. That foot didn't want to drop more.
Oh. They got
Okay,
springs in them.
There it goes. Now, even when I was stepping on it,
Yeah.
I must have been too high. This operator, what I hear. Hey, I make the lights turn on and off. That's all I do.
I'll block the tires.
Yeah, we can get something.
Where's your, what do you have for my top, Dad?
Good.
Front, she's aiming down.
The shuttle stopping going backwards. The shuttle stopping going backwards.
Yeah. Okay, I got a serious question, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you ever get used to all the assholes?
No.
Thank you. Because
Yeah.
they were royally pissing me off.
That actually wasn't that bad. That's why I wanted to do it on a weekend, because
Yeah.
weekdays up here
That'd be
is
about-
insane. So, but compared to usual, wasn't
I'm
that
watching, I'm
bad.
thinking, I'm glad it's him and not me.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I sat when I did it at the exit, because I saw him going to start coming up and packing in around. It's like, no.
Oh, then the idiot, yeah, because the idiot in the van.
Oh, right on the airport there,
Yeah.
that Astro. Yeah. I thought he was coming up to yell at me for something. I thought something fell off or.
Yeah. No, he's just being a dick.
Yeah. That's all right.
A whole lot more truck than I had.
let it ride.
Wasn't that bad. There's not much tongue weight there at all.
No.
So in a smaller vehicle, that would have been a problem. It would be pushing your tow vehicle around. But with this, it's heavy enough that it...
When I pulled the trailer over to the boat. Not anything on it? Yeah, the truck's sideways.
Yeah, it didn't show any weight on the airbags at all.
Oh shit.
We got the balance point real good then. Yeah, you have to let Gary know.
Yeah.
He's got it right on the balance point.
Ideally, you'd have about 30% of your weight on that tongue.
Yeah.
But with something this big and heavy, it's not a big deal. But if you tried to pull it with...
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, hopefully we call you in a couple years to come pick it back up.
I was going to say, when you get it all done, I want to go for a ride.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
I'll bring my kids.
Absolutely.
Call you for all of them.
We have 5 of these and 5 rollbacks. Well, 3 rotators, 2 25-ton heavy wreckers.
Okay.
This is a 50-ton. We have 2 50 tons and a 75. And then we have, we have 6 rollbacks, flatbeds. And then trucks and trailers and all the things.
Ask. I said okay, and then she came back. She goes,
All right,
that, sir,
I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Look at that.
"Is the side
That's
garage
our
door
challenge
open?"
coins.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I don't
Yeah.
know if you collect them.
Yeah, I got a
Fire
couple
service?
from the fire department.
Okay.
I pulled a girl out of a burning car and they gave me
Perfect.
they gave me one. That's cool. I appreciate that.
You're
Yeah.
stuck with us now, so.
That's a lot of work. I don't know. My boat's 23 foot, and just waxing that thing annoys me.
I'm not waxing this one. I've already told them that. I'm not doing it.
Well, you guys scrubbed it once from in the water, floating around it.
Yeah. So
and
once
that
it's
for
done, will
all
it
day,
stay in the water then, or how do you store it then? Or?
We'll end up, we're working on property. We're actually hopefully looking at the old armory up in Point Place. And then we're gonna build a building so it'll just be lifted, probably on a Tammy lift, set back on this, and then we'll bug you to bring her around and put her in her house.
Oh, cool.
It'll just be,
Yeah.
I'm hoping that one of the ones in Point Place is big enough to lift her. So
Okay.
it's just from about 2-3 miles.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got this one. We got,
I just fired off.
you're
the
welcome to
video
go
on-
back there if you ain't in a rush. We got a 26-foot motor surf boat. There's a half-scale Abrams tank.
Yeah, I'll check it out if you don't mind.
Oh no, everything
Come
it's
on
open.
back if you guys want to go
Yeah.
see everything in the back.
All right, thank you. Yeah, bye. Well, that's cool. Look at that thing. So you redid all this one, like recently?
No, that one was pretty much the same. All we did was put the new markings on it. That one's it runs, so that's our last of our projects to get it redone. That's
cool.
This one hung on a larger cutter, USS Resolute.
So they just use this to like get to shore and stuff? Huh.
It's like because the one guy, Jeff, used to work with him. He says, yeah, we hated it because it's so slow.
Yeah.
And it rocks real bad.
It's pretty narrow.
He says, we used it as an elevator when they were pulling the Haitians and stuff out of the boat.
Oh, okay.
Instead of putting nets down and trying to get them to climb,
Yeah.
they just lower the boat, load it, raise it up.
Huh. That's cool. Whoa.
And then this one we're working on turning into a mobile museum.
Oh, wow.
Because it hauls our little tank.
Oh, that's cool.
You can go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, if you guys ever need to move stuff like this, we have flatbeds and all that stuff.
Okay,
You could drive this right up on the deck. Well, look at that thing. My kids would love that.
It'll do 7 miles an hour. It's got a 3-inch air cannon, onboard air compressor.
That's
we can
awesome.
shoot t-shirts.
Oh, man.
We can actually take the, have you seen the buzz balls in the grocery store? You can put them in the soft can koozies and launch them over 300 foot.
Wow.
And
That's
it's
really
soft
cool.
enough to where somebody can actually catch it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, my boys would have a heyday with that. That's really neat.
Turret turns. It runs just like a real tank. It's hydraulic motors driving the tracks.
What kind? Does it just have a gas engine that
Yeah.
runs a pump?
Yeah.
Huh. That's really cool.
And we've got a 39-foot Navy high-speed boat from the first Gulf War, late 90s. Basically a Kevlar hull, fountain or a Donzi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was all it was.
Wow.
So, yeah, we're slowly getting built up to where we need a home.
Yeah.
The goal is a whole museum
Yeah.
and a training center for the kids.
Yeah.
Because we work with the youth groups. Okay.
That's awesome.
We're gonna have to make sure we share.
That is really cool. Is that original or has that been restored?
That's original.
Wow. What year is that?
67.
Wow. That's awesome.
She runs good. She's got a few leaks. We gotta pull it. And I got brakes, wheel cylinders leaking and stuff.
Yeah.
If you're looking for any gear, hunting, military like that, War Dog is going out of business right there in Maumee on Illinois Avenue. So everything they have right now is like 70% off. You can barter with the guy for. That's where the new stretcher come off. Our stretcher that's supposed to be on that one is as old as the boat is rough. And I walked in and he had that one hanging on the wall. So.
We're just gonna make sure we get everything done.
Hey Jeff, grab a card out of there. Yeah,
I'm gonna go home first.
Security wants to set up your line.
Huh. Oh, the little model. That's cool too. Wow.
Yeah, that's actually what she's.
That's what that's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
You can go there.
I'm on one side, Jeff's on the other.
Okay.
If you need anything,
Make sure that's on the camera. People look you guys up. So what did they use that for?
that one actually ran out of Station Marblehead and Station Lorraine. That was a motor lifeboat, so that's unsinkable.
That's the guy at the marina when I stopped up
That
the other day was telling me, yeah,
it'll roll right
that was
over.
crazy.
In fact, I've got a certificate from one of the guys that was on the boat in Lorraine in 78 or 79. They had a gale come through in November. None of the commercial tugs that go out to get this barge and tug, so they had to go out with that thing. And they actually rolled her about 100 degrees.
Wow.
And then she popped back up. But the patch on that back turtle, you just barely see it right now. We're not fixing it. We're going to leave the patch on.
Yeah.
When they were on that recovery and rescue,
Yeah.
the tow line snapped
Oh. Wow.
and ripped into it.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, but these things went out. The Coast Guard used them from the early 60s up through 2000. They don't go anywhere fast.
Yeah. Reliable though, I imagine.
And she's so heavy, it's
Yeah.
just like a lot of the footage, they don't go up the wave, they just flow
Go
through
through
it and
it.
everything comes over.
Well, I imagine, yeah, the draft on this thing has to be
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
deep.
Oh my God.
Sits in there.
When we had lost the first engine and we were coming into Minkies, and we come around the curve, beautiful trip, no issues. She was handling good even on the one engine. We come around the point to pull into the slip to get lifted out, and the wind's coming out of the west.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it was a fight from there on, trying to get her to get in there without getting blown because she's so damn tall.
Yeah.
And that takes her, the windshield now takes her up another 4 foot.
Wow.
But she's fun to run and help. Those two Detroits sit there purring.
Yeah.
We brought it in from Saginaw, and there's a picture of Matt sitting in the back, on the back in a regular lounge chair, and he's out cold because the engines are just purring and
Yeah.
put him right out.
That's cool. That's really neat.
Yeah, you have to, especially once we get up and running, the
Yeah.
kids and everything.
Oh yeah, my boys would be all about that.
Oh yeah,
They'd love that. Cool.
we'll be out more in the public. We're trying to get out more so people start realizing what we want.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for years, collecting things and trying to get everything going, but we didn't have anything physical.
Yeah.
So now we're starting. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, we got to get out in order to get.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, if you're cool with it, I'll put all that
Oh,
on the
yeah.
video and
Oh, definitely.
thousands of people will see
Any
it.
help
so.
is great.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Cool. All right. Well, I appreciate the
You done for the
opportunity.
day, or-
Well, we'll see what else comes in.
Okay.
I'm kind of on call all the time. So
Oh yeah, of course.
whenever the jobs come up, that's when we go do them. So the unfortunate part of this job, you can't really, well, like this we scheduled, but it's not very often you get to schedule something. It's usually, well, I told you when you asked when you want to do it, I was like, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's go. You know, that's kind of how this business works. Just go get it done. But
Yep.
So.
I ran the 5-ton wreckers in the Marine Corps.
yeah. Yep.
I got out. I was gonna go to wrecker, and the little ones. It's like amount you guys
It's
run
tough.
and hump.
Yeah. It is tough. Yep. All right. Did you get? All right, everybody. All finished with that. Everybody, check out these folks. Last Patrol Museum. Super nice people. They're doing a good thing. What did they call it? They gave me this cool coin. Check that out. So check them out. I'll try to link their, I think they have Facebook and social media stuff. I don't think they have YouTube or anything, but that went well. I was a little nervous about it, but we got her done. Like helping people out, and should have been some cool shots. Hopefully it looks good on video. So backing that in that residence with behind the rotator off a 2-lane road was kind of tight, but you know, we got her done. Luckily they were cool with going in the grass because there was no other way of getting that done. So thanks everybody for watching. Past 90,000 subscribers. We'll keep plugging away. Appreciate it. Thank you.